believe what's going on at Fukushima right now. TEPCO has no idea how to stabilize the reactors. No idea whatsoever. Nope. You've heard bad news about Fukushima recently, but it's worse than you know. The Wall Street Journal notes that radiation levels outside the plant are likely higher than inside the reactor. NRA Nuclear Regulation Authority officials said highly contaminated water may be leaking into the soil from a number of trenches, allowing the water to seep into the site's groundwater and eventually into the ocean. This plutonium facility might blow up or, as they like to call it, experience a criticality event. 450 billion gallons of industrial and radiological contaminants dumped directly into the soil. Threatens water supplies for millions across Pacific Northwest, and this is at HANFORD.
Okay, welcome back. And this is another serious subject, aren't they all these days? I want all of you to pay attention to the skies, this summer especially. There have been a few days when the skies are magnificently blue, they're clear, but most of the time they are a silvery gray patina. No clouds, but they're not blue. Now, if you look at the horizon carefully when you're in an airplane, you'll see that there's a brown layer. As far as you can see, that's not what we're talking about here. That brown layer is smog. And that brown layer, by the way, literally expands around the entire planet now. It's not as thick in many places, but smog, burned hydrocarbon emissions, hang low to the ground all around the world. What I'm talking about occurs at 20, 25,000, 30,000 feet sometimes, and lower. We're talking about geoengineering, aerosol sprays, otherwise known as chemtrails. When you look up at a sky and it's silvery gray in the daytime, it's full of aluminum, barium, and other metallic items that in many cases may be as small as nanoparticulates. This is a hugely important story. God only knows how many people have had their lives cut short by this, have had their lives and health compromised and ruined by this geoengineering, this insanity. We don't know. But we are so thankful for a very few people who have been fighting this, none more heroically than Dane Wigington. And Dane is back with us tonight to bring us up to date on the latest with this insane, one of many insane environmental policies, if you can call it a policy, that the powers that be seem intent upon carrying out until the last man. This has been going on since 95, 96, and that's going on at a bit of time now, 16, 17 years. There are teenagers who have never really seen very many clear blue skies with beautiful white clouds in them. And
actually, we can push that. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, that timeline, Jeff, we can push back much, much further, actually, based on the available data that we have. We believe conclusively now that these programs actually reach back as far as the early 50s, even the late 40s, now at a much, much smaller scale.
Correct. Yeah.
But, you know, the ramp-ups were in the years that you mentioned. But there was activity at a pretty significant level going on even back into the 60s, where we have documents from NASA, 80 pages long, that outline budgets in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
It basically was a perfect climate for them to come through supposedly the portal that they came through in the Pacific Ocean. And also, as you see here on the title of the movie, you can obviously see the all-seeing eye. That's some Illuminati symbolism. And they do have this atomic monster card. You know, some of the cards in the Illuminati card game are meant to be taken metaphorically, but some of them are meant to be taken literally. So could this be a literal card that's really going to happen? I'll leave it up to you guys, but all I know is what they said in the movie, that we basically terraformed the planet formed before they came through, and that the dinosaurs were a practice run. That supposedly they even sent the dinosaurs. That's what they said in the movie.
They believe in what's called vision boards or storyboards. And these movies a lot of times play out just as that, with an underlying story through here showing the characters of the Bible coming and the New World Order rising. They have come through a portal at the bottom of the ocean. They have come from the abyss. In the Bible, they talk of the time when the pit is opened and the beast rises from the sea. Kaiju is the name of these animals, and kaiju means go beast mode. The beast rising from the sea. This will rampage around on Earth, and then a new world order will rise up to take it down and to close the pit. This is what's coming upon the Earth. The pit is opened, it destroys almost all of the Earth, and then humanity rises back up with a savior to take down the beast from the pit, all through there. So that's what most of this movie is about, is the beast rising from the pit. In another symbolic way, it was done in Brad Pitt on World War Z. The monsters coming from the pit that time were the undead, and the undead rose, and they had to fight them upon the world. They drive in what's called Jaegers. Well, a Jaeger means ranger. This is the same movie again as the Lone Ranger. In this movie, they're running out of Jaegers. They're almost down to just a couple, and they have one guy, their savior, that's going to come destroy everything. So just like the Lone Ranger movie, we're almost down to the Lone Jaeger.
Sorrow falls upon us. This will be the last time. Days begin to end, but I'll get by. Follow the hopeless and shut your eyes.
As the people of Tamil Nadu continue to rebuild after last December's devastating tsunami, the ocean has begun to offer up more than just destruction and heartbreak. Just a short distance from the discovery of a centuries-old city at Mahabalipuram, archaeologists have made another stunning find.
I heard legends since I was a child about the giant creatures that once lived here, but now it seems those stories are true.
Half buried in the sand and stretching 150 feet beneath the ocean lies something that may change paleontologists' understanding of prehistoric biology. Archaeologists are excavating what appears to be the fossilized remains of a giant creature. As yet unidentified, the remains are being examined to help scientists solve this colossal mystery. For Shreyas News India, this is Rupa Sridharan reporting.
Puts the epicenter of the 7.1 earthquake right in the heart of the San Francisco Bay.
This just into News Australia.
Si l'aviation ne parvient pas.
We've also been getting strange reports of something moving under the Golden Gate Bridge.
I mean, it must be 300 feet tall.
Cars are tumbling off the bridge.
San Francisco has now become a war zone. Unless the jets can bring down this massive creature, I don't know what is going to be left of this city.
Cutting a 3-mile wide path of destruction for the city of San Francisco. I can only pray that this is the end of it.
People of Israel and the Palestinians are living side by side in peace and security. Living side by side in peace and security.
To fashion a peace that will ensure Israel's security.
In which both the Israeli people and the Palestinian people can live in peace and security. Peace and security, peace and security. Two states living side by side in peace and security. Creating peace and security for the entire region. So today, I state clearly and with conviction America's commitment to seek the peace and security of a world without nuclear weapons.
Stop these servants of Set.
Who is this Set?
A force of great evil. Thousands of years ago, he attempted to enslave the entire Earth. But the wizards of the world banded together, using their powers to drive Set into the abyss. Trapping him in that other dimension. His serpent men, disguised as humans, still live among us, awaiting the return of their master.
Mighty Set, I heed your call. Let your power flow through the Black Ring. Let the doorway between the dimensions be opened. Enter this earthly sphere, great Set, that I may hear your command.
For thousands upon thousands of years, I have waited for these stars to